jungle.
Hello and welcome to this week's WWW. Today, as promised, I'm going to speak about shadow beliefs. Now, as children, we often encountered emotionally charged incidents that we were at the time too young to understand or to process, and that we concluded meant something disempowering about us, because that is our default mode, to make whatever happened mean something disempowering. So, for example, perhaps you had a father that was unduly aggressive toward you when you were growing up, and you made that mean that you were unlovable or that something was wrong with you. So now when that happens, two things happen. On the one hand, you go out of your way after that to prove to yourself and the world that you are not that which you secretly fear you might be. So you kind of wrap yourself in a brand new, lovable and more appealing package, one which you think will fool the world into thinking that you are lovable. And, there are many different examples of this. So if you think that if your shadow belief was that you're stupid, you may decide to go and get several degrees. Or if your shadow belief was that you were invisible, then perhaps you were attracted to the entertainment world. So the permutations are really endless, and the driving force behind many of our achievements. That's our shadow belief. Secondly, on the other hand, you unconsciously attract and recreate situations and relationships that will prove to you the truth of this disowned belief. So in this case, because deep down you believe you're unlovable, you may erect a thick wall around your heart so that you never get hurt. And in the process, you are unable to let love in, which causes others to eventually turn away, which in turn just confirms what you always suspected, which is that you are unlovable. So your shadow belief here becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, even as you try and move as far away as possible from it and from the pain it causes. School is a fertile ground for the flourishing and confirmation of our shadow beliefs. In fact, we had a school reunion recently, and I noticed that my shadow belief that I had at school was beginning to re-emerge in the presence of the girls that I was at school with. So at school, like actors on a stage, we play out our beliefs and predetermined roles amongst our peers, and they reflect them back to us perfectly and sometimes even cruelly. So having a shadow belief is really, it's almost as if you are trapped in a clear capsule, and there's not much room to maneuver and no way to escape from the effects of that belief. And even though our outer reality seems real and seems so compelling, few of us realize that our outer reality is merely a reflection of our inner reality and our inner beliefs about ourselves. We fail to appreciate that we are the subtle cause of our entire experience. And to change that experience, we need to dive into our inner world and change the belief at its source. So just a couple of typical examples of shadow beliefs that are really common. I'm not good enough, really common. I'm unworthy. There's something wrong with me. I'm unwanted. I'm a failure. No one cares about me. I can't trust anyone. Very common shadow belief. I'm an outsider. And what we don't realize, that I found so fascinating when I first learned about shadow beliefs, is that most of humanity walks with these beliefs. Doesn't matter who you are, what you've achieved, there will most likely be a place somewhere where you have a powerful shadow belief that you've carried over from childhood. So just imagine that in one session you could identify the core belief that has driven you, get to the bottom of when it was first formed, see how it has ruled your life since early on, how it has become a theme, how it has sabotaged you and imprisoned you, and then transform it by replacing it consciously with a more supportive and empowering belief that is a deeper truth, that lights you up and fires up your soul, gets that spark back in your eye? Can you see how that could change your life for the better? And can you see how it would go so much further than the simple window dressing that we do over the issue? So if you want to get your hands on the sacred key to transforming your life, then contact me to book a session. I am not going to be doing a vlog next week as I'm going to be away, but thank you for joining me in this session, and I look forward to speaking to you again in 2 weeks' time. Until that time, goodbye.